Well, here she is. It's September 6th, 2014, 6 days after I started, with just interfacing and material and lace, and I spent as much or more time decorating this bad girl, mostly because I just didn't know what I was doing, and I was kind of figuring it out as I went along. The lace on the bottom of the brim, had to learn how to pleat it as I go so that it would ruffle instead of stretch weirdly. That turned out really nicely, I thought. And I'm not in love with the shape of this hat, but I did discover that you can really mangle it if I give it a good pinch. And I did the same all the way around the edge. I believe it gave the brim a much nicer look and kind of a point in the front. And I think that the lace balanced out the height nicely. I'm much happier with it. Otherwise it looks kind of clownish, too tall with too short of a brim. So this really helped. My next one, I believe I will alter the pattern itself so that I don't have to embellish in order to fix what I think is not a great shape. But I think it turned out really beautifully. Let me show you the back. Spent a lot of time. I think you can see the band has just a little bit of sparkle to it, some sequins. I really like that. I didn't want it to be too gaudy, but I like a little bit of bling. The lace that I sewed over the under fabric I think turned out so pretty. The back I'm very happy with. I cut out, excuse me while I fix it, I cut out a section of the lace and then I zigzagged around the edge of it so that it won't fray. And I decided to go ahead and use this on the back. I was going to make a train using this lace, the lace that I covered the top of the hat with, and I decided it would be too much. So I made a bow, which actually took me a long time. It looks so simple once it's finished, but I kind of had to build the bow to get it the way I want it, but now I know. It took a long time, most of today actually. I spent figuring out how to make the bow. And then this beautiful satin ribbon frays terribly, so I went ahead and I doubled over the bottom. Rather than just clip it, because this pretty ribbon immediately frays. It just would have ruined the whole hat to have this frayed ribbon on it. So I fixed that. And I sewed everything on by hand. There's no glue on this baby. And you'll be able to sit on this ribbon and nothing's going to come apart. It's on there like iron. It'll really hold up nicely. The only thing I'm not sure of, and I need to, I tend to kind of keep going. I need to learn when to stop. But I have just an inkling to put something tiny right there. So I'm thinking I'll go to the fabric store tomorrow and see if I can't find just a very nice, maybe a tiny satin black button. Nothing, I think no more shine. I had a couple of other buttons I tried. I had one that's real pretty abalone, but it just ruined it. It was too obvious that you were staring at a button instead of enjoying the lace and the texture and the different color, you know, shine and matte finishes. So maybe just a tiny covered satin button if I can find one. I may cover one myself. But that's it. I think she turned out real pretty. The lining, I went ahead and I put the lace all the way to the inside edge there so that it would cover up some imperfect seams. Everyone said, you know, nobody's going to notice that kind of thing, and people like a handmade look, and my handwork is good, but still I didn't like it. I'm a perfectionist. So I went ahead and I covered it all the way underneath here, and then you can see the lining inside is the fabric that the rest of the hat is covered in, is what I went ahead and lined it with. So I think it turned out really nice. I think it'll be worth a pretty penny, and if not, I will wear it myself to the convention in Gear Con in Portland, Oregon. Is the first steampunk convention I intend to attend. I've actually already paid for my weekend pass and reserved my room. So I'll be taking lots of photographs and whatnot, and hopefully will have an entire costume done by then with Carol's help. So I may just wear this hat. You never know. But that's my story. I think she's doing good. The beginning of our business, we have a few name ideas, but nothing solid yet. So I'm going to hold off on discussing that just yet too. Alright, there she is. Have a good day. Bye-bye.